Welcome, everybody. It's Aley from Heart and Soul Connected, and I'm really pleased to have Scott Allen with me this afternoon. I'm a little bit early, but wanted to get started because we've been sharing some ideas here, and I'd like to share them all with you. So thank you for agreeing to come, Scott, and being here with me today.
You betcha.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm sitting on my phone here to get on your live here.
Okay.
Where are you?
So, can you find me?
Going through my list here somewhere.
Okay. So there's a lot of different things that I had planned on asking Scott today. Some of these things you viewers of that have subscribed to Scott's channel probably already know about him, but I wanted to also make sure that other people knew a little bit about him as well. And one of the things that drew me to Scott and the community was that he's such a networker. I love that you're such a networker.
Well,
So tell me about that. Yeah, tell us about that.
it's about people you connect with. You should
Uh-huh.
you get shown signs. Whether it be through um, recommendations through YouTube, whatever. And then you connect with other people.
Right. Yep.
And I love those connections with other people.
Hmm.
And through Andrea. Now I'm connected through you guys,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
I'm connected through Bob through his Akashic Records.
Right.
So it's all about the connections you make and the people you resonate with, and then you find out you have past lives with them yet too.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
I know. Yep.
So it's about making your connections.
Absolutely.
Our lives come full circle in many different ways,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and
I
I never knew about this part of YouTube till maybe 18 months, 2 years ago.
okay.
And
Okay.
then you find other people in this
Yep.
world that you connect with, and it's
Hmm.
it's a wonderful feeling.
It is a wonderful feeling, and so that's really interesting. You've been here about a year and a half, 2 years, and I really started watching all of you guys at the end of the summer when I was frantic for information on what
You're
the
right.
hell was going to happen with the world. But after finding everybody, I felt really quite at home. And, then after a reading with Andrea, I decided to open up my own channel. But I said, I don't do cards and I don't do, but I have studied the metaphysical for years and years and years. And I really feel like we need that connection here. We need that community here that can bring us all together. And so when I see things that you host or others host, several tarot readers or focusing on a certain topic or whatever, it makes me really happy because it isn't just, I mean, it's certainly, it would be wonderful to make a lot of money. I'm not thinking that it isn't, but
Right.
there's more to it than that. There's that spiritual feeling.
Right.
And
It's
I
always
can
nice
see
to
that.
have a little reward,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
but a
absolutely.
reward can also be with our own heart and souls too, and the connections of people. There's a reward
Absolutely.
there of helping, which
Yeah.
is a greater reward.
It really it's I feel like we've been called to task to come to this time. We all chose the time that we came here. For me, I was told many years ago that if I did not use my gifts, whatever they might be, that I would lose my gifts in this lifetime and I'd have to start from scratch. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I was getting to the point where I was thinking I better do something because I was very, very involved for the longest time, and then I got away from it. And I really need the sustenance of it. So it's a wonderful feeling to be back, so to speak. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
every day in our lives can be a teaching lesson and a learning
Absolutely.
lesson,
Yep.
whatever it may be, whether you're driving or whether you get shown a website to look at.
Hmm.
There's always these little signs and learning and connecting that you can do daily.
Right.
Like Yesterday, when I was working, there was a bad snowstorm. Well, I there was all these people in the ditch,
Uh-huh.
right? And all their vehicles are
Oh,
smashed,
wow.
right?
Oh no, really?
If
Oh.
they would have taken their own time, not worried about, oh, I'm going to be late, they wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have had those accidents, and seen
Mm-hmm.
those signs, Well, I just
Mm-hmm.
putted along safely and I was all good.
Yeah,
So there's all these little signs. If you listen and
right.
are aware of your environment, can make your
Mm-hmm.
life much
Oh yeah,
safer and better.
absolutely. It reminds me of that movie Crash. I don't know if you ever saw it. Did you ever see the movie Crash?
I may have, but I'm not.
Yeah, all these cars are crashing together on the highway. It's like, and the main lesson of it, I guess, there's a lot of other lessons in there, but the main lesson is that we're all so busy sometimes that it takes a crash when we crash into each other to notice each other, and
Hmm.
you know, so not noticing or not taking your time and or um, needing the way to navigate the roadway of life
Right.
in a better way is a great lesson. That's a great
Like,
lesson.
yeah, right. Even with, like I said, I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was Lori Sue.
Hmm.
But life is a crossroad, right?
Yep.
So let's say you're driving on your road in your own life, and you have a choice. That two of swords with the cards. You have
Yep.
a choice. I could take this path, you know, like I
Hmm.
usually do,
Right.
or I could take a shortcut, right? Well, you changed your course of your life, and taking that shortcut, you totally changed your course of your life.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
if you see the signs or something, you might be internally like, well, I need to take this way, right? You could
Hmm.
totally avoid an accident, or you can,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
meet someone new.
Hmm.
So when you
Yep.
use your instincts and your intuition, it can totally change your path of your life. And
Absolutely.
like Lori jokingly said, well, I think I took the wrong turn every time, kind of thing.
Oh.
It's like this happened to me when I should have went this way.
Uh-huh.
So so life's record of we're creatures of habit, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we have our job, and we're like, okay, I got this path. I take to work.
Right.
We always take that path to work. There might be that one day, let's say there's an accident in front of you. I'm like, well, I'm going to take this path.
Hmm.
So it's a
Hmm.
choice you make every day that changes your path.
It
Whether
does.
whether it's meeting people, dating someone, making someone your friend,
Yep.
we always had that free will to change your path, and we
Yep.
have all these tentacles of what path we can take.
That's right. That's
Whether we
right.
stay in the lane of the way we always go or go somewhere else.
Uh-huh. Well, it's interesting that you say that because that's exactly how I met my husband in a way. Because I was wanting to write a book, which I've never written, but he did write a book. He wrote a fiction, and I was driving by a bookstore that had a big sign that said, "Go to this website if you're wanting to find out about how to write a book or meet other authors or whatever." This was back in 2000, and there weren't very many, as you know, places on social networking where you could go. And so I did. I went there, and there was a chat room there, and I dumped into the chat room, and my husband was there, and he said, we weren't married, obviously, then. And he said, "Hi, I've been waiting for you." And that's how we met. And we've been together ever since. So, that was some place I would never have gone. And he happened to go there exactly at the same time. So, of course, it was fate or kismet or whatever you want to call it. But
Right.
it was taking a different path. So that's awesome.
So
That's
like
awesome.
I met my current lady. We've been together 10 years,
Uh
and
huh.
I was at my sister's wedding, and I had choices that night.
Uh huh.
Right? So it's a wedding. We had food, we had drinks, and I was single at the time,
Hmm.
and I had two other offers from
Ah,
from ladies that night.
aren't
From
you lucky? Uh-huh.
yeah, no, it's the way it was,
Right.
and I chose not to take those two offers that night, whether just to talk or whatever it was, but
Right.
I
Right.
made this choice. And I had another offer in the back of my mind to go meet someone else. So after all that was said and done, I gave that person a text, right? What are you doing? Oh, and it was a group of four ladies. And I was actually not meeting her, I was meeting her friend, right?
Hmm.
So
Ah,
it
okay.
felt right. At that time, I'm like, well, I'm going to see what they're doing. So they were just getting back from their evening going out, the four girlfriends, and I decided to drive over to their hotel.
Hmm.
So the funny thing is, I met that person by text, but when I met them, on the corner of my eye, they seen this other girl on the bench, and I had to do a double take. I'm like, I'm supposed to meet this girl. I mean, like, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
went to the evening, and I was nice, and she actually wanted to have a little hinky action, and I'm like, no, this doesn't feel right.
Uh-huh.
So if I would have went that route, I probably wouldn't be with who I am now.
Understood. Yeah. I
And so I
understand.
had to actually convince my current to not go beyond the girl code to date. Because it's like, well, I'm not going to date someone that
My
you've been
friend
with,
is. Yeah.
right? Your friend.
Yeah. Right.
But the
Yep.
friend was separated, not divorced yet, but
Oh,
the one I'm
okay.
with was divorced. So eventually she decided, well, why can't I take a chance? I'm single, you're single. Why
Hmm.
should I not be take a chance on love and being happy? And here we
Yeah.
are 10 years later.
That's
But
fabulous.
through all the connections and what you make and using your
Yeah.
instincts,
That's right. Using your gut, your intuition,
using your
and
gut and your
knowing what was
intuition,
right. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And if I
Yeah.
took the other path of being frisky, it would have changed my whole life path.
That's true. That's very true. Yep. So the frisky path is not always the best.
Not always the best. Not
That's
always
great.
the best.
That's great. Nothing wrong with being frisky. That's great. So yeah, one of the things that Scott and I talked about before we came online was the idea that um, spiritual community is something we both are very interested in being committed to here on YouTube. And right now, we've been in survival mode. If you ever studied or you've ever heard about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we've all been sitting down here at the bottom, basically. All of our needs are not being met, especially, in the last 4 years, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really hard to move up and to be a spiritual person, let's say, until you have some of those needs met. And we are just beginning now to come out of that funk. And I'm not saying there aren't people that don't have all those needs met, because there are a lot of people that need housing and food
Right.
and those things are, and it's very hard to think about spirituality if you're thinking about making making enough money to eat or something. But
Yeah.
it's so important for us in our spiritual growth to have a place to go to ask those kinds of questions. And while I'm sure that oracles and tarot and all that have helped us sort of come through what we've needed to come through, especially in the last 4 years, it's also time to take a look and to reflect and go inside and maybe start looking at some of those things. And I know Scott is doing that because I've seen some of his channeling. You also had a lady that came on a couple of times with the ETs, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. And, all of this, you don't have to believe in all of this necessarily to be open to learning a little bit more about it. So I was thrilled when I saw what you had done, and I'm hoping that that will continue for you, that you might have other people, or, it doesn't necessarily have to just be ETs, but past life or whatever that you can bring in.
Right.
in through the cards or whatever. So,
Yeah.
have you thought about some? Go ahead.
I've done many channelings,
Uh huh.
on my channel since I started,
Yeah.
and it's got to be a approved connection,
Yep.
right?
Understood.
So I would get requests, after I
Mm-hmm.
started, and many of them have the same message,
Uh huh. Okay.
because they are in the spirit realm, and
Right.
they have once you get there, you have that knowledge
Mm-hmm.
that of love, spiritual connections,
Mm-hmm.
and helping from above through those energetic vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as channeling goes, someone would ask me, "Oh, can you channel this person, or can you channel this person?" Or there has to be an acceptance. So every
Understood.
time I've thought of someone, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I won't agree to it.
Right.
Like
Right.
let's just say someone asked me if I could channel JFK. So I meditated and asked his entity, and he didn't approve.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "But you can channel my father."
Oh.
So I channeled his father, Robert Kennedy.
Okay. Okay.
It's like I need approval. So like
Yeah.
when you're doing reading, I would do a personal reading or something, and someone's past loved one comes through. It may not be who they want, but this is who's accepted to come through. You
Right.
know, they
Right.
might want to talk to
Right.
their mother, but their dad comes through. There's a reason why that person would
Sure.
come through
Of course.
for a healing message or what they truly need, not what they want. Right?
Right. Right. Which is always the best thing anyway. Right. Because
Yes.
sometimes we don't need to know something. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Do they tap on your shoulder or do they talk to you if you were out in public at all? Have you ever
No,
had that happen? Oh, that's good. That's
I'm
kind of,
like in a way I feel blessed that way that I'm not
uh,
bothered.
yeah. Yeah. I
Those
would
are,
be too.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm the Long Island medium and I walk in the grocery
Right.
store and someone's like, hey, talk to my mom. Talk to my,
Right. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
left alone until it's needed, which I think is a
Uh-huh.
good thing because you're not bothered. Like
Right.
I'm not the type that would see spirits and ghosts all the time or anything like that.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
bothered because I actually dated a woman who was a what you call a Wiccan medium.
Oh,
She was
okay.
Wiccan.
Yes.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
she could do spells and whatnot like that. She was really good at it, and she was a very good medium. But there's always spirits around.
Right.
Almost kind of it almost kind of drove her crazy because they were always
Sure.
speaking
No
to her
privacy.
pretty
Yeah.
much. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's calming that I'm protected in a way that I'm left alone in my own
Yes.
life until it's ready to come through.
Right. So
So
have you done any ETs at all?
what's
Or
that?
any, have you done any ETs? Have they come through at all?
Um, since my connections that have come to me,
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's been oh, it's like the people know that I can give them some information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not that I seeked out anyone that's been inducted or has an ET
Right.
experience.
Okay.
They found me, right?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Through the universe, they found me,
Uh-huh.
and I've
Right.
been able to give them information that they didn't know about.
They didn't know. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
well, actually, we were talking. I did the Akashic records with Bob,
Mm-hmm.
and he confirmed to me that my extraterrestrial connection started um, back in Mesopotamia.
Cool.
And
Mm.
Andrea and I did a reading on that era, and that
Mm-hmm.
was very similar. That where was that? That was like northern. It's like Iraq, Iran area. I
Yeah.
think it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there was that civilization that was uncovered, and you know, and they found that this was a civilization that was advanced,
Hmm.
from that
Yes.
time frame. And we were also getting those connections that there was ETs involved with this time frame when Andrew
Hmm.
and I did that. So it makes a lot of sense that
Sure.
that's when my
Sure.
connection was started. And
Right.
I kind of wondered too. It's not like I knew. So anyway, after I get all these folks I've done readings for, and I've had 3 on my channel, Kim Song, Virgil, and Beth, and there's been other personal
Hmm.
readings. But so I asked the universe, and if there's any ET friends out there that would like to connect with me.
Hmm.
And so then I think my last channeling I did on my channel was from an ET source.
Right. Okay.
And I do get that they're in conjunction, union with spirit, with our
Right.
God source and our
Yep.
creator source.
Yep. I believe
So
it. I do.
they're currently not now, you know, in any kind of war or conflict with us. They only want the higher good for us in
Hmm.
our raising our vibrations and our love for one another moving forward.
Right.
So
I
it's,
always
I
get
mean,
really
so I
upset if
asked
I
the
watch.
universe for this. I asked the
Uh-huh.
universe for it, and I received.
That's
So now I
awesome.
have a connection now with an ET source.
Sure. Sure.
And
It
well, that's
was
another
time.
thing I was thinking about too, and getting is like if you're not spiritually connected yet, you won't understand that there
Mhm.
is, actual extraterrestrials out there, or
Right.
there is, our loved ones guiding us. You're
Right.
not connected to the universe, you don't understand all the universe, right?
Right. Absolutely. That's
So
right.
there's so much more out there than just our 3D life walking around,
Oh, definitely. That's true. That's true.
And
I remember
it's
a number of years ago using the Phoenix cards. Have you heard of the Phoenix cards? They're
mm-mm.
the past life cards, and they
Okay,
give you a lot of symbols, and they're pretty cool. You look at them, and you're looking at the symbols on them, and which ones you're drawn to. They were kind of fun. So I don't know. They're really an old deck though, like maybe 30 years ago. I don't know, something like that.
right. So I seen
Have you always?
you were
I'm
talking
sorry.
with Danny about cards,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and well, I started using cards because I figured out that it takes less spiritual energy.
It sure
I
does.
I don't get wiped out as much by using cards.
Right.
So like if you watch any medium, psychic, or reader, even like let's just say Linda G, and I'm the same
Hmm.
way. She'll read her cards and you'll get these little quick hits.
Right.
I heard that. I heard a yes, or oh, such and such is going to have some legal troubles. You'll hear these little things. You don't get a story, right?
Okay. Okay.
So when you use the cards, they'll tell you more of a story.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll tell you, oh, this person's in trouble, and then we have another woman involved. Oh, the wife's involved. It'll
Yep.
show you a story when you put down your personal spread.
Correct. It's
It'll
more of a
connect
plot.
more the
Yeah.
dots than what
Uh-huh.
spirit's going to tell you.
Right.
You'll be able to tell the story a little bit more in depth,
Right.
and the connection to the cards is really interesting.
It is.
And it
It
goes with
is.
any kind of divination tool.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
use it properly, anything will work. Whether it's a crystal ball
Dowsing.
or a crystal,
Yep.
you
A
know,
crystal. Right. Yep.
holding a crystal, something connected to Earth,
Right. Or a pendulum.
a
Yep.
pendulum. As long as you
Uh-huh.
use it properly, anything will be. Is that your tool? Is that your
Uh-huh. Disposal. Yeah.
disposal? Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. No, I mean it's always I think it's always nice to have more tools in the toolbox than not enough. And I and and I agree with you that having that, um, doesn't wipe you out, even though I'm not a reader, but I have done other things like that. And if you have something that you can show and create symbolically or whatever, it always gives you affirmations. I know that I've had several affirmations after doing some full moon or new moon manifestations. And you're almost saying to yourself, wow, could this be true? Could this be true? But after a while, you go, yeah, okay, I knew that. You just know. You
Right.
just know that you know. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a deck that you like better than another one?
I was, well, I started out, well, what was it? Like 18 years ago, I purchased a deck, but I never used it. And
Oh, wow.
it was the Lord of the Rings. And that was the
Mm-hmm.
first one I started with.
Okay.
And it has all kinds of, what's very helpful for the starter is words. To have a few words on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
like the death card in this deck, it all relates to something that happened in the Lord of the Rings series,
Oh, in the book. Okay.
right? The book or the movies or whatever.
Right.
So, like the death card says, Gandalf confronts the Balrog. Gandalf loses his life, but is to be reborn.
Ah.
So that's death, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what death
Mm-hmm.
is. It's a rebirth.
Correct.
So these little
Yep.
sayings really made sense of what's going on. And plus, using the tarot cards that have great illustrations help a lot too.
Right.
You can see whether a person's looking away or if it has a little bird that's assisting, chirping in the ear, or
Mm-hmm.
if you're like the Two of Wands, you'll see some of them have rope attached to their feet.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this little bird chirping in your ear, and you have two wands that you're connected to,
Right.
but you're strapped yet, right?
Yep.
So when you're reading that, you're like, oh, okay. You have some assistant going on. You're looking for teamwork, but you're not ready to fly
Right.
because
Right.
you're held to your wands. So you look at all those little things, and for the novice that's just starting out, use your visualizations with
Right.
the pictures.
Right.
And those cards to start out with that do have words really help to start until
Yeah.
you
For
know any
newbies. Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
is repetitiveness. If you're learning
Sure.
something, you
Of
repeat
course.
it, you repeat
Practice.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I.
like with
Yeah.
Sheila, Sheila, I don't know if you know her channel,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes, I do.
But she
Mm-hmm.
turned a lot of us onto the tarot with keywords. It's
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
standard deck of pictures, but it has a whole bunch of words on it. That can
Right.
anything that could
I've got one.
represent.
Yep. I've got
So
one. They're
these
great.
are really
Yeah.
nice too. The tarot with keywords. You can
Uh-huh.
put out your spread for someone,
Mm-hmm.
and then past, present, future, and an outcome kind of thing, and then you can look at each word and be like, oh, that word feels more so than others, and it's a very good tool
Mm-hmm.
too that way too.
That's
So until
awesome.
you're like a 20, 30-year master of the, you know, tarot,
Yeah. Right.
you're not going to immediately know every 10 words each card will mean.
Right. That's right. That's right. And
So
when they're
a
next
little,
to different cards, they're
right.
different. They mean different things. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
for me, the biggest thing when choosing a deck is the pictures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I looked
Yeah.
online and what the pictures look like and what they mean.
Yep.
That's the biggest
Yep.
thing, using your
Sure.
visualization with the pictures.
That's awesome. No, I saw
And,
those on Etsy and I scooped up one of those. I've gotten a lot of cards. I just read them for myself, look at them for
mhm,
myself. But I'm coming from a film background. I teach college film classes. And so the symbology of scenes in a film are so much like tarot cards. And in the past, when I've had to do papers, I've done them on the tarot cards and how
mhm.
those show up and stuff. So I feel comfortable around them. I guess I just don't feel that comfortable integrating them next to each other and that I would be. It's not my calling. In other words, I have another calling, but I do
Right.
love them. I'm fascinated by them, and I think you're right. I think the images make a huge difference, very big difference. Yeah.
When you look at them and resonate and study the pictures, it'll
Yep.
tell the story you need to
It does.
find.
Yeah. You're
Not just
absolutely
this,
right.
not just dismissed like, oh, this
But
picture, this card means preparing. Okay, I'm going to move on. It can mean
yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you get more experienced, where each card sets next to each other would tell the
Hmm.
story too.
Sure.
You
Sure.
know, if you get an ending card at the beginning and not the end, that means in the past or something you had a transformation, but now you're going here.
Yeah.
But if you have an ending card like death in your future, well, it's still coming,
Sure.
and where
Sure.
things represent next to each other.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a understanding too. But I guess before I started, I watched a lot of other readers too
Did you?
prior,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
good. Yeah.
and
That's
you
good.
start seeing what they do,
Hmm.
and you
Hmm.
see what they say. So
Right.
before I started, I learned watching other people too.
Right.
But so as far as tarot goes, I basically have a year under my belt.
Well, I think you do fabulous job. Really. Yeah. Really? So, but you've had them all that time, but you never invested yourself in learning about them in
Right.
the past. Okay.
In the past,
Okay.
I was drawn to get a deck. It was
Uh-huh.
maybe 2002 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
I looked at them, played with them, read the book,
Yeah.
and put them
Didn't
away.
resonate. Yeah.
And never
Weren't
touched
ready
them.
yet.
You're
Weren't
right.
ready.
Never
Yeah.
touched them for 17 more years or whatever.
Wow. So what brought you to that, Scott? I guess I want to ask that question. What was it that knocked you over the head and said, "Hey, you need to get involved. You need to open up more or use your gifts." Anything in, or was
Well,
it just gradual?
for some reason, spirits decided I needed a break.
Okay.
So I kind of went. It's like my antenna got switched off for like 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like we know children are more open, right?
Oh yeah.
So they may see things, and then they become teenagers, and then it kind of goes bye bye.
Out
Life
the
gets in the
window.
way, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
they're not seeing these spirits or feeling cold or seeing doors open or whatever it may be. So for some reason, from like 2013 till 2019, my antenna got shut off,
Mm-hmm.
and then it woke up again, probably March of 2019,
Okay. Okay.
when I was watching other readers. And like most of us, we were drawn to YouTube because of Donald Trump.
Right.
And I started watching a bunch of readers, and all of a sudden I'm getting the antennas came back
Yeah.
up, the
Yeah.
connection came back.
You understood. Yeah. You got it.
And
Yeah. Hmm.
so for 6 months or whatever, I was using my own tuition, following other readers. Their
Mm-hmm.
question, what they would say, and I'd get given my hits of what
Yep.
correct
Yep.
or not my sense, or maybe, whatever. So I kept testing myself and getting back in that groove.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I got to the point I'm like, I can put up my own content.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I started there. But my own
That's
content
great.
was beyond just reading on this administration or the previous.
Right. Right.
I felt driven to test out cold cases, you know,
Uh-huh.
read
I love
on
that.
the
Yeah.
history of the universe,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
how the planets came about, just experimenting with different
Yep.
subjects and the history of the world, basically, kind of
Right.
thing, because I was fascinated way beyond what Donald Trump was doing.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep.
And I'm learning every time I do another
Every
reading.
day. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
And
a
it
big
never stops.
it never stops.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the funny thing is too, with our guides and spirits, they don't want to just give us a boom, right? They want
Right.
us to search and learn,
Work for it.
work for it.
Yes. Yep.
It took me a while to
Yep.
figure out who my guide is. She wanted
Right.
me to work for it.
Yep.
Um, you
Wow.
know, we'll get our little hits here and there, you
Hmm.
know, of a person, you know, whether it's we're trying to figure out our past life or whatever. You get a little hit, and then you need to research a little bit,
Right. Right.
and eventually you'll get this little light come on, like you found it, you figured it
Yep.
out.
There it is.
So another boom
Absolutely.
I just recently figured out, and I was texting Debbie from Freebird Spirit,
Hmm.
and we're trying to. There's something about the heart. There's, you know, we were talking about a subject, and the Three of Swords kept coming up with the heart, right?
Yep.
Heartbreak, some issues, whatever. And and I'm like, oh, I remember something about a reading I did with someone, and I was getting something about, well, when you want to heal, you don't want to heal your mind. You want to heal your past.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
was getting that I need to work on this person's heart and soul, not their mind. So when we were talking, it came to me and was like, our heartbreaks are stored in our heart.
Definitely. You can die
The
of this
heart,
broken heart.
when we get
Yeah.
sad, you know, let's say your grandpa passes away and you're sad about it, where does it hurt? It hurts in the heart. And our
Yep.
past
Yep.
lives also, those pains are stored in the heart. What
Correct.
is the heart? It's it's the energetic source of our bodies, right? Our mind could,
Yep.
you know, oxygen we can cut off from our mind, but our heart can still tick.
Yep.
The heart controls
Absolutely.
everything. So what
Does.
I was getting is that there's, you know, like energetic sources within our heart that holds on to pain
Hmm.
from current and the past. You know, let's say we go through a divorce and 20 years later we're still holding on to that pain. It's stored in our heart.
It's stored
If
in
we
there.
release
Yes.
that pain, energetic pain from our heart, we get better.
Yep. We definitely do.
And that's what,
Be-
and I was thinking too, your YouTube channel is Heart and Soul Connected.
Right.
And I figured
Because
this
they are.
out yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm going on Heart and Soul Connected. So I felt like I needed to talk about that. But
Well, I'm glad you did because
anyway,
they are connected. Yeah.
it's very connected. Our heart and
Yeah.
souls is in our
Hmm.
heart. The
Right.
heart is when you think about it, it's amazing,
It
amazing.
is.
Or
Hmm.
how does that thing keep ticking, right? How does
Right.
it control everything? It pumps blood, oxygen to wherever we need it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what I was getting is that there's those little, you know, electrons, neutrons that store everything. And
Uh-huh.
our pain is held in our heart.
It is.
And that's where we need to center on it, not our mind.
Yeah. We spend too much time in our minds,
Right.
uh, and that's where the ego and we know somebody that
Right.
for 4 years all he did was display that shit. So at least at this point, we
Our heart,
have.
our hearts
Uh,
have no ego.
I know, no, not at all, no. And our soul doesn't really either. In it, I don't think, in my
I
opinion,
don't
it
think
doesn't.
so.
But no, so I believe that that's why it came to me. Just this is what your title is, and this is what your channel's going to be called. I didn't ever have any other thought of this before, so I just intuited and I just did it. So I'm so happy to hear that actually that you had that experience. That's fabulous. That's an affirmation for me. So
Yeah,
thank you.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's a great affirmation. Yeah.
I mean, if you look those signs and see them,
Yep.
you'll
Yep.
figure it out.
Yep.
And
And I do
before I
that a
came
lot.
on, when I got this revelation yesterday,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then I'm like, I couldn't remember your channel because
Oh,
I've
okay.
only seen you a few times, and you
Right,
know,
right. Uh-huh.
and then I was like, then I had to look at my email. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
heart and soul.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
The timing
That's
is
fabulous.
perfect.
It is perfect. It is perfect. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been a fabulous time. I know that people tend to get a little weary when you go too long, but I don't know if anybody have any questions here for Scott. I've so enjoyed this, and you just made my day with the
Oh, we can
others.
go on
So
forever if you
I
want.
know, I know. Does anybody want anything pulled for a reading or anything? You know what I'm hoping, and I don't want to go really into politics, but I can't help it with these stories.
Uh-oh. You coming back, Aley? Seem to be frozen. No. Come back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Oh
I
no.
got it. No, I'm
You
here.
gotta come
I
back.
don't know what happened. Okay.
There we go.
So, okay.
Connection. You
Um,
talking about Cruz and Holly?
no, I'm talking about Bobert and Green.
Oh, the crazy
Bobert is
ones?
the crazy ladies. Yeah, one of them filed for Joe Biden to be impeached,
Uh,
and the other one called for uh, a bullet in the head of Nancy Pelosi a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're hearing these
craziness.
craziness.
I know. Yeah, I hope all of these people that the karma is instant. Although I'm not, I don't want to be mean, but
Right. Well, with all justice, it takes time.
I know it
It
does.
takes proper investigations.
Hmm.
They will go through ethics committee
Yeah,
investigations.
yeah. Red tape. Yep.
Yeah, it's the red tape. I do see
Yep.
them going away,
Good. Thank you.
along with a lot of others.
Good. Yeah. There's a lot of them that are on my list. When that guy said that he was not going to run for Ohio senator
Hmm.
again,
Yeah,
my first thought was, oh my God, they're not going to put Jim Jordan in. He's not going to run because that guy is crazy
I
too.
know.
So,
Jimmy's going
yeah.
away too.
Thank you. Oh, I hope so.
They're all these people. See, we have a new DOJ coming in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's these investigations from the Ukraine affair put on the back burner.
Right. Right.
So we got Jimmy Jordan, Devin Nunes, and others
Hmm.
all going to be coming down with investigations.
Yes.
So if they want to stick around and fight, or they can resign.
Right. Some
So
of them will stick around to fight, but I don't think that they're going to do well. So
it's not
that's
going to be a good thing. They'd be better off resigning.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I keep getting Mitch McConnell's going bye bye too.
Ah. Oh,
There's
Linda
something
G's
behind
actually
the
said
there's
that.
something behind the scenes
Yeah.
going
About
on.
Elaine Chao.
There's
Yeah.
investigations or something
Hmm.
to him and
Yep.
others that it feels like he's just going to use an excuse like health issues and I
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
resign kind of thing.
Sure.
So it doesn't come out.
Yep. Yep. That's
So
true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
it's just going to take time, but
Yeah.
committees are going to get into it.
Good.
There's
Well,
no way.
Book Bewitched wants you to pull a card for her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Look, bewitched. What do you want today?
But that's
She's
that's
one,
good news about the
she's one of
others.
my biggest fans.
I bet she is. She's a doll.
Well, I can talk about one thing here. With her, she was trying to comment, I don't know, a month or two ago, and this is something I just figured out too.
Hmm.
And she was saying that when she was typing in her phone, it kept changing my name, Scott, to Hashim.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said it did it a few times. I'm like, well, that's strange, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what connection does Hashim changing, to Scott? Makes no
Right.
sense.
Right.
So I had to Google it, right? Well,
Hmm.
Hashim was the grandfather of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm searching through and I'm like, but I sensed, like I wasn't a reincarnated father or Muhammad or anything like that, right?
Right.
But I had to search through and I'm scrolling down. I'm like, oh, Muhammad had a son that was died at 2 years old, and his name was Abraham. I'm like, oh, maybe that's it because I have a lot of Abrahams in my family. I had great
Okay.
grandfathers and generations back Abraham, but I'm like, no, I'm sensing a female.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, well, maybe it's one of his wives. So I'm scrolling through wives, and then I have felt a connection to Aisha, his favorite.
Ah,
So this is part of the research.
right.
We're
Right.
not going to just tell
Mm-hmm.
you, hey, you're Muhammad's wife's reincarnate. No, it doesn't work that way.
Right. You mean you're not Shirley MacLaine?
No.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
I'm almost 100% positive I'm a reincarnate of Aisha's sister.
Okay. That's cool.
That's where it led me to.
Okay.
There's a connection to Aisha somehow. She
Somehow.
never had children, so it can't be that.
Okay.
So, but anyway, this is a connection, and I want to tell that story because it was really interesting.
It
It's like
is interesting.
how
Yeah.
how can my name get changed in
Right.
the advanced text prediction to Hashim? It
Correct.
makes no
Yeah.
sense,
It's a message from the universe. Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
You see
Yeah.
those signs, you look a little bit, and in my mind's eye, I'm always wondering, who I was in a past life or where I've been, or
Yep.
we can take a
Yep.
look in our own lives and figure out that too. Like we were talking earlier,
Mm-hmm.
here I was in the military, so I had to have some kind of military background in
Right.
past lives. And here, from doing the Kasha records with Bob, he did find a lot of
You found
military
it.
influence where I was either a captain or a lieutenant, and I sensed that some type of
Mm-hmm.
leadership. And I was a farmer most of my life. Well, he also found some farming background, so
Yeah.
you can figure out where you've been in your life. You can kind of figure out where you've been.
Yeah. Put all those things
And,
together.
and,
Absolutely.
that- and
Yeah.
everything pretty much all goes back to Europe, Middle East, Europe,
Yep.
England, France,
Yep.
Germany, all those places.
Yeah. And for me, I use for my just for myself, I use these Kipper cards.
Well, the
The
Kipper is
the
wonderful.
and this one is the from the Victorian age, and I resonate to that. And I studied that in college and everything. I love everything about like Queen Victoria's time, that stuff. So I love these cards. They answer my question every single time for me. I
Yeah.
can make sense out of them. So that's been helpful for
I
me.
need to read the book a few times yet to understand the Kipper
Uh-huh.
really well yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I just really follow kind of what it says. Like if it says a journey and then it's next to something else and the main person or whatever, I feel comfortable enough with that. But a lot of people don't like to read for themselves either. So
Hmm.
sometimes I've felt like I maybe my mind was making more meaning out of it than it should have been. Anyway, so what are you going to pull
Hmm.
for Book Bewitched?
Yeah, I was pulling for both Bewitched. I usually pull. I like to use my fairy deck.
Okay.
I would pull a top and the bottom of the deck when I feel like stopping. Oh, that's another thing
Uh-huh.
I forgot to say quick. When you're talking about Danny,
Mm-hmm.
how people, if you're starting out new and you don't have that intuitive sense,
Right.
always do it the same way, kind of thing, because your spirit
Uh-huh.
will. So let's say, because you were talking about shuffling,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, yes, I would hear intuitively when to stop shuffling, and then I put out my spread. So let's say
Uh-huh.
you don't have that intuitiveness or you don't sense when to stop.
Uh-huh.
Just set a pattern how you do it.
I
You
get
know,
you.
just
Uh-huh.
make sure it's all mixed up really well and say, I'm going to keep shuffling like it's 5 times, whatever it is,
Right.
and
Uh-huh.
then put out your spread. As long as you set your intentions, it's
Right.
golden and you'll be good.
Good. That's good to know
So that's,
because everybody's got a
yeah,
different way.
but I use my senses and what my guides say. I'll just keep shuffling. I'll make sure it's all mixed up, and I'll just keep shuffling until they say, "Okay, stop."
Uh-huh.
So that's how I do it.
That's cool.
So,
I like
book
that.
Bewitched. What's going on with your life? Because you're being the star. We got the star. Look to the future, hopes and optimism. The power of your faith is yours. It can move mountains. Being happy and bringing relief of challenging times. And then the other one is the 10 of autumn. Autumn is
Ah.
coins, 10 of coins. Taking steps to ensure your financial security for yourself, children, and loved ones. Make wise investments, planning for retirement, and honor your family traditions. So those are the two for Book Bewitched.
Thank
Hmm.
you. Hopefully that
Financial
resonates with.
planning. There's something going
Mm-hmm.
on within the family. Some kind of security coming up. Something with
Mm-hmm.
security in the family. Use your intuition. There's something coming up for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Something coming up. Yep.
Something big. I mean, these are
Excellent.
two powerful cards.
Yeah, they are powerful.
10 of
Absolutely.
coins and the star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's great.
interesting.
Thank you.
Good cards for
It is
Bewitched.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's right.
noise.
That's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. I
When
guess I'm gonna
when do
take leave
you?
unless you have something else.
Let's see. When was your? When did you have your awakening? Like your spiritual sense, where you really
See?
wanted to move forward? Yeah. When did you?
It was probably it. I started in '73, but then on and off. But it was in 1990. I moved down to Gulf Coast, Florida, Panama City, and I met a community there. And mostly it was Native American teachings. And I learned about everything there was to know. I went to powwows, medicine wheels, all that stuff. And I learned about crystals, and I learned about cards, and I learned about psychics and channeling and all that. And then later on, I went to get my master's degree, and I studied all the religions. And so, I mean, juxtaposing that with all the other stuff, it was just, oh, I felt really on top of the world. And I wanted a place to put it all. And there was no place to put it all except in teaching. So I became a humanities teacher. And so, I mean, I love teaching the humanities, but I want to, and I always bring something spiritual into that classroom, even if it doesn't look that way because it's overt. But so I would
Mm-hmm.
say it's been a lot, been on and off the whole time. But each time um, I get a little bit closer and a little bit closer. And this time I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to stay with it. So I think I found where I need to be. So I'm real happy about it. I really
It's
am.
probably
I really
timing
love it.
too.
Yeah,
You're probably
definitely.
busy for those years.
Yeah, for those years. Yeah. And now I'm 65. I still teach, I still work, but I think the pandemic really gave me the time to think about getting back in here and doing this kind of thing.
Oh,
It really did
it
because I'm
gave
home all
it
the
gave
time.
it gave a lot of us time to think a little bit more.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yep. Absolutely.
You either
Yep.
can sit
Oh,
in the TV or reevaluate your life
that's
during
right.
the pandemic
Yep.
here.
Learn more. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Book Bewitched. um, so you got a couple of questions here. Pam
Yeah,
B wanting to know if her brothers will resolve their differences.
that's what I'm.
And
That's what
oh,
I'm
that's
getting
what you're
in their
working on?
energy.
Oh, thank you, Marvita. And then Jack also wants a card whenever you're done with that, looks like. I really appreciate all of you being here. I think it's wonderful. I feel very happy being in this community. So, thank you. Are you using the same deck, Scott?
No, the
No.
pulling a card, I'll use the fairies because it's so big. I love that
Yeah.
deck, but it's so big
Yep.
to shuffle. So I'll grab the
Okay.
tarot keywords for Pam's here.
Okay.
I still see struggles going on, Pam. Brother resolving issues. It feels like your brother is very stubborn. Well, Five of Cups. First card is loss, grief. There's
Uh-oh.
long-standing issues that he doesn't want to let go of. He feels like the emperor. He feels above you, not your equal, like you should be. What's this Ten of Swords about? Misfortune, crisis, backstab.
Mm.
Hmm. You're going to have to wait until there's a change. He's going to have his own awakening. There's nothing you can do except step aside, send him love and light, and let it roll for right now.
Hmm.
Don't push the issue. Just get out of your own way and send that love and light to him without confrontation. Because I got the death card, so he's going to have to go through his own reality before waking up.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's going
have
to have to be. Yeah.
I had
So
two
so after
brothers
this
that wouldn't talk.
transformation, after this
Hmm.
transformation, then you'll have that Nine of Cups celebration.
Wow.
Everything has to happen in everyone's own time.
It
You just
does.
can't push people. And the
Uh,
best thing to do is just walk away,
yep.
and
Don't be attached.
let it play out, you know, without confrontation.
Mm.
Just say your prayers for your bro. I love you, and then things will work out themselves when they need to wake up in that right time. Younger brother has a new business away from the older business.
Mm.
What are the dinosaurs still around in the afterlife? Different dimension dinosaurs. Now those are way back.
Hmm.
It seems like they're reincarnates of a lot of fish. I'm getting their reincarnates of a lot of deep sea animals.
Mm.
I'm getting they didn't come back as human, but a lot of I'm seeing big animals, like whales and manatees, so things like that.
Yeah.
It feels like they reincarnated into bigger animals. I'm not. Some reason it's all centered on ocean fish. I'm not feeling like buffaloes or anything like that. Some reason I'm getting bigger animals in the ocean, and some way down that we don't even know about.
I don't know about. Yeah. Remember Nessie, the Loch Ness monster
Yeah,
from many
that
years ago? Yeah.
I was getting.
Yeah.
That's actually an alien manifestation.
Ah, that makes
Same
sense.
as Bigfoot because we don't see
Okay.
them.
Right. Right.
So we're just getting like a
A
fairy tale to
glimpse.
tell.
Yeah, like a glimpse. Yeah.
Right. They're getting a glimpse like a fairy tale to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
tell everyone.
Uh-huh.
Who, who else above wanted a card?
Oh, it was Jack. Jack, JAC. May I
Oh,
please have a
Jack.
card?
You gotta look
Yeah.
back up again quick. Just see the name. Okay. JAC.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shuffle until I hear stop and then I'll take the top and bottom.
Okay.
And I'll grab the big fairy. I got big hands and these are hard to
Wow.
shuffle.
Uh-huh.
Jack.
Oh, Jack wants to know if there's a new card on a new job on the horizon. That's what he asked. Or she. I don't know if it's a he or she. So I'm thinking it's a he, but may not be.
Jack had something else on this.
Yeah, down here it said a more specific question was, is there a new
Oh,
job on the horizon? Yeah.
I got the Queen of Swords and Nine of Swords.
Mm.
Queen of Swords is patience. Nine of Swords is anxiety. So I'm hearing, don't worry,
Ah.
take it easy, step back, don't push things,
Mm-hmm.
go with the flow. You want to get rid of this fear that's going on. It feels like you're pushing the issue, whatever it may be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, new job. Okay. You have a job, but you're looking for a job. So, that would suggest that you're pushing or stressing about getting a new job. Be happy for what you want, be happy for what you have, and then you want to focus on a new job. Just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you put it out there, you will receive. But when you stress, you raise your low vibrations.
Right.
You're not connected. You want to be up here. Hey, I'm going to this crappy job today, but I'm happy to have that job. You know,
Yeah.
be happy with it. And then you're up here, and then you ask the universe, as soon as possible, I'd like a better job for me and my family. You know,
Yeah.
you just put it out there. But you need to stay high. You need to keep that tuning fork, as I like to call it. Your vibrations at your tuning fork. Everyone's got their tuning fork. You want your tuning fork to stay high. When
Mm-hmm.
you're high, you'll receive. When you're low, you're going to stay there.
Yeah.
So what I'm
Absolutely.
getting from this is that your anxieties of what you want are set holding you back. So be happy for what you have. Focus on it in a happy kind of mode, and you'll receive. So as of right now, I'm feeling it's wait and see. So that's what I'm
I
getting
like
at.
that. Go with the flow.
You gotta go with the flow and be happy you're alive. You're
Uh-huh.
not in the streets, however the case may
Right.
be. And if you are in the
Mm-hmm.
streets, I pray for you. It's not a great time.
No, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I
All right.
mean, it's the whole universal effect of just staying in that happy place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're happier, when you accept where you're at, you connect to spirit better, you connect to happiness better. You know, keep that tuning fork up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the,
Absolutely.
you know, it's like someone was asking me about, well, I want to move, and oh, it'd be really great to win that lottery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or to come in a whole bunch of money. I go, and I'm like, yeah, that would be, right? But what? 0.01% of the people will actually hit a lottery, right? So what I was getting, instead of asking for the big one, keep your intentions high and honest and pure.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for what you need.
Need. Yep.
Okay, I had this goal. I want to move to Italy, let's say. Ask the universe for enough to get to Italy. You know, don't ask for $1 billion. You're not going to get $1 billion. That's, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
help me. You know, if your car is junk and you want to get a different car, ask the universe for the abundance needed to get another vehicle that's safe, secure, and won't cause me problems. You ask for what you need, and then you work your way up. You build
Mm-hmm.
yourself in certain steps. First, I need a job, you know. Then I need a better car, you know. And then I want to find the right boyfriend, girlfriend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to have a family, you know. building blocks and use those steps as you go, but always stay on that higher level.
Yep. You can be
No,
specific, but not so
right. You
specific that
want
you
to be
can't see
specific.
anything else. Yeah.
You want to be
Yeah.
specific. It's like,
Yeah.
let's say you're, working for $20 an hour, and you think you want to have a Maserati as a car. That doesn't work. you know,
Yeah.
you want to have
Not
your
yet.
goal. You got your job, and I want to have my goal. Ask the
Hmm.
universe for a brand new Hyundai. You know, help
Yep.
me afford a brand new Hyundai. Whatever it is. You're looking at
Right.
20 grand. That's something you can afford. So you put your goals realistic. And
Uh-huh.
then the universe will respond.
Right. That's
There
great.
was another one I missed.
Barbara Clark. Yeah, it's Barbara Clark. She wants to know if does any family members want to tell me anything?
Barbara Clark. Does any family members want to tell? Barbara, are you here? Respond. Oh, respond back if you're here yet. Um, I'm getting a
Not
male
sure.
figure. I'm trying to figure out who it is. It's husband, father, grandfather. You can respond back. It's always kind of nice to figure out who I'm
Who are
dealing
you
with.
talking to? Yeah. She may not be still here. I don't know.
It feels really close, like it is a father, or I mean, even a husband. It feels really close. I'm not sure who I'm
Hmm.
getting here.
I don't know if she's still here. Linda
Yeah.
also wants a card reading.
Okay.
Linda,
Barbara said yes. Okay.
Barbara said yes. Okay.
Who's your closest male, Barbara, to you that has passed? Either a husband or father or grandfather, because this person's very close. I'm being shown a ring. It's like a ring was offered to you. Someone who
Hmm.
passed will offer you a ring.
Mm.
Two fathers or three brothers don't. Try to think of someone, Barbara, that offered you a ring. It could be a father. Someone gave you a ring. It doesn't have to represent a marriage, but someone is giving you a ring. I know the chat's slow. It
Yeah.
doesn't pop up right away.
I don't know why.
And I'm not sure what two fathers or three brothers don't means. Didn't know
Didn't
any
know any.
grandfathers. No, that's not a grandfather. It's someone who passed that's really close to you. It could be a step. Who's the closest connection male figure that passed away? But I keep seeing a ring. Like someone offered you a ring, or there's a ring you forgot about. There's some kind of, I'm getting an offering of a ring. It's
Uh-huh.
a male, and it's connected to you. Okay. You got 3 of Cups with you, Barbara. You're getting a message. Some kind of family prosperity. A love proposal. World completion. Hmm. What's your situation? Are you going to get married soon or something? My card throw shows about some kind of marriage or some kind of reunion.
It's not what I want there. Oh dear. How do you get this out of here?
What you trying to find, Aley?
I somehow clicked on this and I got Barbara's message on here. Do you know how to get that off there?
Yeah, I have to click on it again.
Okay, I did, but it didn't go
Okay.
in. All right.
Kitchen table tarot. May I have a
And
card?
also, there's also Linda. Linda's was before her, just so you know.
Okay. Well,
No.
that's the one bad thing about this is with comments being so bad. But Barbara, it
Yeah.
feels like you're going to get an offer. I don't know if you're getting married, but I see a ring. Someone's offering a ring.
Unfortunately, I'm slowing down really bad here. So
Been married for 34 years still. Hmm.
I don't know how to get rid of that.
Well,
Sorry.
do you have a um, anniversary coming up? Maybe you're getting a ring for your anniversary or something.
Ah,
Someone's offering you a ring. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay. Kitchen table tarot card.
don't forget, we also have somebody earlier, Linda Baruian. Just so you remember. Yeah.
Kitchen table. Prince of Coins. You're on a new journey and a path you'll be victorious. Use your humor.
Fabulous.
Use
Mm-hmm.
your humor. Let it flow. And you'll have success in public. So I think you are dabbling on YouTube, Kitchen Table Tarot. It feels like just let it flow. I think that's what it is about. Open yourself up and let it flow.
Contact me and we can talk. You can come on here like Scott, and we can do a riffing session.
I think she was the one that goes, I'm small potatoes.
No.
She goes, I think she said I'm small potatoes to you guys. I just told her, I like those small potatoes.
Small potatoes make a big mashed potato, you know.
Those little round tomatoes, what are they called?
Yeah.
I like those potatoes better.
Yes, I do too. I like the little ones. They have purple ones now and other colors. Yep. That's great. So we have one more, and it's Linda, and it's back here. So let's see, Linda.
I'm looking for Linda.
Okay.
See if I can see Linda here.
Oh, where is she? It was a while ago, and I don't want to forget about her. Was it back here? Kitchen table. Oh, where is she? There she is. She's at 12:55 p.m.
Oh, a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Linda Borean? Is that who it is?
Yes.
Oh, she just popped up.
Oh, she.
All right. What does Linda need to know today? What's the fairy deck?
Oh yeah, here she is. She's down the bottom now too. Yep.
Oh, kitchen table taro. Tater tots. Those are good. Those are good too.
But the little finger potatoes that you can put in with a roast or something that are different colors that are wonderful. Can't think of the name of them, but they're little. They're good.
Hey, Rob, what is scalar energy? You talking about solar or scalar? I haven't heard of scalar energy. Linda, what does Linda need to know today? King of Cups and Nine of Swords. Hmm. You having some arguments with the hubby or a man? The King of Cups is a man figure, usually a husband, father, or partner, a romantic partner. But then I have anxieties here with the Nine of Swords. It's fear, anxieties, worry, health issues, maybe. I don't know. What do you think there, Linda? So I got the father figure and anxieties. Worry about a father. That'll be the only thing coming through here with that. These two together is like an anxiety about a father or problems in a marriage. Those two coming together. Going through anything, Linda? I came in contact with COVID. Now I'm sick. Oh,
Oh, I'm so sorry. We need to send you love and healing.
that would make sense. You need the healing energy for your anxieties.
Yep, yep,
Well, I'm glad you're not fighting with the hubby or whoever it is.
yeah. But
Anyway,
fighting the COVID is no good either.
right.
Yeah.
You're in.
Oh,
All right. You're in search of
sorry.
healing energy for the COVID. That's your anxiety.
Yep.
Everyone, quick,
Everyone send her
quick
loving.
healing blessings to Linda.
Yep.
Send it to
Ab-
her lung. Send it to her lungs.
mm, much love, Linda, and
Much
healing.
love for Linda and healing in her lungs.
Yes.
Wow,
I'm sorry that happened.
that makes sense with the anxiety. And the King of Cups would be that healing energy needed.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy how two cards out of 72 can figure it out.
I know it is crazy. So Rob was talking about Tesla when he brought up that energy that you asked him about. He said it was
Oh,
from
that's
yeah,
Tesla's
the
energy.
Tesla. Yeah. Yep.
That's I never heard of scalar energy, electromagnetic waves
Oh, okay.
exist in the vacuum of empty space, ocean of an infinite energy. Hmm. Um, I know solar flares and solar energy affects us. But the energy in a vacuum, like in deep space, wouldn't affect us. I'm just trying to figure out what this is. Became mainstream. How can it be applied to there? But so you're saying there's testing going on in this kind of energy source? It's kind of like when I hear something I have no clue about. It's kind of like huh?
Yeah, I know.
It's like once I know where to focus on, you know, it's like ask a question about a wormhole. I'll be able to know where to go, but because
I
I
know.
heard of a wormhole, you know.
So it's something you can find out more about. You can do your research on,
Well, that's
you
true.
see? Yeah. And then you'll be
These
able to
new
bring that
waves of
information.
energy are called longitudinal electromagnetism
Yeah.
to distinguish them from transverse EM.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
He was way up before his time. Just,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, blow you right out of the water. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Huh.
think he was getting. Well, I'm positive he was getting extraterrestrial help.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
There's no way he could know all that information without some kind of guidance
Yep.
from back then.
Yep. Back then.
But the funny thing is, I was getting that Einstein wasn't. I think he was just
Ah,
smart. I think
brilliant.
he was
Yeah.
mathematically very smart.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Longitudinal.
Just so you won't forget, Sharon Sipe would like a card. I,
Sharon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think on this Tesla thing and we'll see what we can come up with for a riffing session.
No, I
I
don't
think
think
that would be
Tesla.
great.
I don't think Tesla was a hybrid. No,
No?
he had a connection that was feeding him information.
Hmm.
Um, who was that? I think Michelangelo. I think he was getting his information
Hmm.
for his paintings and whatnot too.
Yeah. Well, isn't all creativity divinely inspired
Yeah,
and it isn't really us that does it, it's spirit.
yeah,
So,
a lot of it.
um
Yes,
yeah. Yeah. And we're
but like I
just
said,
the
I
channels.
felt like Einstein. He was just naturally brilliant.
He knew how to access all the parts of his mind,
Yeah,
really. Yeah.
and there was others I did readings on, and it sensed that they were just very inquisitive that brought them to a point.
Uh-huh.
Um, who was
Renee.
it? Um, oh, we read on the famous writer. Train of thought. Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare.
Oh, Shakespeare. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
didn't think we didn't think he had any help from above. He was just very creative, and the way he's seen the world is how
Yep.
that was brought out.
Hmm. Well, there's been a lot of people though that say that it wasn't just him, that it was a couple other people that were
Yeah,
around at the time, and it was like a kind of like when you have a all your tarot readers in one area, everybody helps each other out or
yeah.
something.
We sensed he
Yeah.
had a ghostwriter
Yeah. Yep.
because when Andrew and
Uh,
I would do it, I was getting Da Vinci. Maybe it
uh-huh.
wasn't Michelangelo, it was
Oh, it wasn't.
Leonardo da
Okay.
Vinci.
Okay.
But no, with Shakespeare, I was first thing I heard from my guys is that he couldn't put pen to paper.
Mm.
It's like he knew what he
Hmm.
wanted to, but he wasn't literate enough to write that way.
Yes.
So he
Yes.
transcribed his dreams and thoughts from what he's seen in reality because he was kind of like a peasant, but he had
Right.
a fascination for
For others.
hierarchy, the kings and queens.
Yep.
And he had this great imagination of how a story be told, but he couldn't put it to paper.
Right.
So had a ghostwriter.
Well, it reminds me of Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet from the
Mm-hmm.
20s. He was not a doctor, but whenever he went into his trances, he was able to give solutions to medical issues and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, they're getting that channeling in from outside.
Darn it. I love, Sharon. I was trying to remember who I had. It scrolled
Yeah,
up.
yep. And then Fancy Weasel also.
Sharon
I
Say.
love that name, Fancy Weasel. Oh, that's cute. I was able to get my first COVID shot. I got it Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my fiance got her second one, and she felt like doo doo for 2 days.
Well, that's what they say. The second one's the worst. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like everything hurt, and her arms swelled up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, like after the second day, she was normal. Just a little
Hmm.
bit of a
That's what I
swelling,
hear. Yep.
and then it went away. But she felt like, oh, maybe one day. But yeah, it really affected her for one day
Yeah.
mainly.
But it's worth it, I think. It's worth it if you can get it. Yeah. Ah, Da Vinci is your fascination. Yeah. Maybe we need, Rob said earlier that maybe we need to have you channel, if you can ask, and maybe you can channel Nikola Tesla later on sometime, which would be
Um,
pretty cool.
yeah, I think it's been on the list, but
You
when
got a
it's
lot
the
of things to do, boy.
yeah, I have a lot on the list.
Uh-huh.
So when it be, I can't force it, right?
I know, I know.
I
Yep.
had Plato on my list,
Ooh.
right? I wanted to channel Plato or
Mm-hmm.
the energy of Plato. 'Cause
Right, right,
I feel he's reincarnated,
right.
but it doesn't really come through. I tried
Uh-huh.
forcing, I tried forcing it, and I after I
Yeah.
did it, I'm
Doesn't
like,
work.
this is boring. It's
Yeah.
it's like talking to your neighbor. I'm
Yeah.
like, I deleted it because I was like, I forced it,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
nothing really positive,
Came out of it.
came
Yeah.
out of it. So it's like the right timing. It'd be like I'd be cruising along, at work, and be like, and then Tesla will pop in my mind. Yep, it's time to go.
Time to go. Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I understand.
So Sharon's site. I got the Four of Swords and the Three of Swords. That doesn't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, there's kind of taking a rest kind of cards. The Three of Swords, the Three of Winter, is reaching out for help, and it's the heartbreak card. Some sadness, but you'll grow stronger from this sadness. And then the Four of Swords is that time stepping back from the situation. Set aside your concerns. You can make decisions later, and solutions will come.
Hmm.
Dreams are manifesting. So what's going on, Sharon? According to these two, you got some sadness going on, or some kind of something you need to step back from.
Prayers for Sharon.
So whatever's going on, Sharon, type it back. Who was the other one, dear?
It was Fancy Weasel.
Weasel. I missed that one.
Fancy Weasel. It was earlier. Let's see if I can
Dad,
find it.
Sharon. Fancy
117.
Weasel. There it is.
Yeah.
Fancy Weasel.
I just love that name. I think it's funny.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, Misty Theater is a lot of fun. Thanks for saying that. So, Sharon, if you're on there, please respond about the Three of Swords and Four of Swords. Hope you're not going through anything.
Yeah. Sending love to you, Sharon.
I mean,
Love
those
and
are
healing.
generally issue cards, but it can mean healing times too. Just needing to step back from the situation, and things will grow from them too. Doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Right.
It means it could be meaning you're at a time that you're needing to step back from a situation and learn and grow. That's all it could be. But that's what came out.
We're supporting you in this community.
Okay, Fancy Weasel. What's
Mhm.
going on with Fancy Weasel right now? No. Oh, what you got going on, Fancy Weasel? Trust your instincts because you got some burdens going on. High Priestess. That's a test of your intuition. Careful reflection of what's going on. There's some. The High Priestess is secrets in the shadows too. Using your intuition, meditating. And the Ten of Wands is basically you got some burdens or issues going on, but trusting your instincts, using your higher power and your dreams and meditation to get what you want. So some things maybe weighing you down a little bit. Use your guides. Get centered. It seems what's going on. Sharon says she's all good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm getting for Fancy Weasel. Use your intuition, and you'll be guided.
Excellent.
Well, Sharon, I'm going to do a recheck for you then. Try the other deck.
There you go.
I truly believe
trick-
they don't come out for no reason.
Yep.
Whoa, Fancy Weasel, spot on. Woo woo. Excellent.
That's good news, Fancy. Cool.
So, Sharon, are you sure you're good to go? Everyone else said their 2-card spread was pretty on track. Yeah.
Oh, Renee, that's really good. I hope that happens soon. You've been dealing with this for a long, long time.
Okay.
I'm having all kinds of internet issues too, Kate. It's pre-Mercury retrograde communication.
Yes. We have that full moon coming tomorrow.
We do. Yeah.
Everything will be smooth after Friday. So, Sharon.
Good. Good to know.
You need assistance right now. There's some assistance coming up. Six of Coins is needing assistance. Balancing of a situation, and then Three of Pentacles is learning abilities, cooperation.
Mm.
So there's either something coming up that you're going to need assistance and take a step back with that Three of Swords, Four of Swords, because it's not excellent energy I'm getting from your 4 cards here. So maybe something that's coming in the future, but to be aware that if something comes up that you may not like, just take a step back, look for assistance, and learn to grow from it. There's something coming up. If you say you're good, something's coming. Whatever it may be. Because I'm not getting any name, any figures, like a male or female. It's all about assistance and learning from something.
Okay.
Taking care of a lot of people.
That's stressful. That's stressful, Sharon.
I didn't get the Death card, but Three of Swords can mean heart issues or losing someone.
Make sure you take care of yourself, Sharon. Self-care is so urgent for all of us.
So that could be too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's
We
something
don't even
going
realize.
Something's going to come up, like you might be overextending yourself or something like that. I need a bigger card throw to get to the exact what's going on, but this is something to be aware of, that you might need to step back from a situation.
Yeah.
Like maybe you are overextending yourself.
Yeah. We all are in a lot of ways. We've all been under stress, and if we don't
Okay.
take care of ourselves, it's hard to take care of others. It really is.
Yeah. So the Six of Pentacles and the keyword says, which would make sense, a balancing act between giving and receiving. So if you're giving yourself all the, giving yourself too much, you may not get return back. So that could create an energy balance off.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So it feels something in that respect, that because that Four of Swords comes out needing a time to step back. So you might get, energetically overwhelmed and you're needing to just, maybe take a little time yourself. Kind of like what Andrea is doing now. She just needs to step
Yeah,
back from
stepping back for
everything
a little while.
to get
Yep.
energized to where she wants to be. New
Yep.
job and everything. She's overwhelmed.
Yep. All right.
Something to think about. So yeah.
Kathy D wants a card. I'm going to have to say at this point, um,
Last one.
yeah, because I have to get back to work. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I have
that's
a
no
real
problem.
job too. Even though I love this and I would love to do this again. This has been so much fun. Honestly, it is. I love being part of this. While he's doing shuffling, I just want to say to everybody, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you protect yourself, especially with this full moon energy coming. Um, really listen to your gut, your intuition. It's really important.
Well, Kathy D, are you feeling romantic or what? I got the Knight of Cups. That's flirtatious. That's romantic times. That's falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet,
Mhm.
or time to stay grounded. But that card's all about romance, flirtation,
Mhm.
or possibly being over dramatic. But it generally is a loving card. And then I have the World, which is a very good card. It's success, freedoms, a new journey, or a journey is complete. It's completion. So
Awesome.
maybe a adventure is going to be planned, Kathy D. A
Yeah.
little romantic getaway for some reason.
Mhm. There
What's
you
going on,
go.
Kathy D? You got something going on? Planning vacation? The world is expanding
It could
horizons,
be.
going elsewhere.
Yeah.
It really feels like a romantic getaway going on or something.
Lucky you.
Thank you. Huh?
She
It's a good
likes
one.
the idea. Yeah, good
Some
for
kind of
you.
romance. I don't know if you got a vacation going to be planned soon or something, but it's all about romance. It's not local.
Absolutely. Hmm. Great. Hey, so, oh, anniversaries coming up. Okay, there you
Ooh,
go. That's
surprise
it.
wedding anniversary trip.
20th. I
Mm.
had mine last year. That's great. Happy anniversary. Yeah,
20th anniversary. Oh my
there you
God.
go.
Well, please let me know if you get that surprise trip to Bermuda
Yeah,
or something. Not the
Tahiti.
triangle.
Oh, you're
We
welcome.
want you to come
Thank
back,
you.
not the triangle.
Yeah, right. Don't get stuck in the triangle and get lost. Yeah.
Aruba.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Scott, and thank you, everybody. I want you to know that we do a manifestation of healing once a month, and I've invited other people to come. I'd love to invite you to come too, Scott, if you're interested. Andrea is doing it, and I've also invited Danny, and of course, all of you are welcome to come. We try to focus on manifesting good things for the planet, good things for ourselves, and so. But this was absolutely the best. I enjoyed this so much, and I'd love to do it again. And we'll talk about something else.
So
But
you're manifesting. Do you
thank
have
you.
like everyone on the stream or something, or how do you do that?
Well, at this point, we've just been having are, 3 or 4 people, and then we're talking about it and people are writing what they think. But,
Okay.
we could always go to a Zoom if we needed to at some point. That's awesome too. That's an awesome share. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
I think without a StreamYard account, 6 is the most you can host unless you
I
pay
think I
for it.
have 10. Yeah, I think I have 10 that I can. I pay like $25 a month.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
have
Then you
10.
can have
Yeah,
10. Yeah.
yeah, I can have 10. But
What,
yeah,
when do you do that? The first week of the month or when?
usually we did it in January on the 19th, and I believe we're set up on the 16th of February. It's a Tuesday night. I don't know
Okay.
if that works for you or not, but
Okay. It's a Tuesday, the middle of the month. Sounds good.